मैं आग्रह करूंगा Chairman and Vice Chairman of the Committee and Secretary of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India to please. I also request to please present a token of love and remembrance to our Honorable Chief Guest of the Day, Madam Smriti Irani ji. Big round of applause for our Chief Guest of the Day. Thank you so much. To begin with this August evening by invoking the spirit of our great institution, ICAI, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. Kindly rise for the ICAI motto song symbolizing our values, Ya Eshu Supteshu Jagruti, the eternal quest for knowledge and awakening. Please rise.
य एष सुप्तेषु जाग्रति य एष सुप्तेषु जाग्रति कामं 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 कामंशो पुरुषो निर्विमाणः निर्विमाणः तदेव शुक्रं तदेव शुक्रब्रह्मा तदेवामृतमुच्यते अस्मिन् लोकः सर्वे तदूनात्यधिकश्चन एतद्वैता 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 एतद्वैता.
Thank you so much. Kindly please be seated. I also welcome all the Honorable Central Council members of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. I acknowledge the presence of all the Regional Council members of Northern India Regional Council of ICAI, as well as the former Chairman of NIRC of ICAI and former Central Council member of ICAI, and all the dignitaries. So moving ahead, I would like to apprise you that the year 2025 mark ICAI's continuous journey as a Vishwasaniya institution, a symbol of trust, integrity, and nation building. Let's now witness the official ICAI theme for 2025, Vishwasaniya, capturing our collective mission to serve society with professionalism and credibility. Please, AV team, please.
In a world of constant change, a partner that stands firm with deep-rooted values of excellence, independence, and integrity, and embracing the motto, Ya Esh Supteshu Jagrati. Driving India's economic growth is ICAI, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. ICAI stands committed to strengthening India's leadership in accounting and finance. Under the visionary leadership of C.A. Charanjot Singh Nanda, the 73rd President of the world's largest accounting body, ICAI, embarks on a transformative journey.
I'm thrilled, honored to assume the position as 73rd President of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. I want to tell you that I have dreams which I've seen over so many years before assuming this position. Three important agendas for this council. Number one, we build business. When I come in a commanding position, you will see that there are certain sweeping changes. We want this to be as a boardroom. We does professional business which transacts agenda which is of high order. Second important thing, the plight of members and students has to improve. Along with members and students and council, we have to take our employees along. They work exceptionally well in pressure. Let them ease out and work in normal circumstances in the same vigor in which they work in pressure.
The theme for the year 2025-26, Vishwasaniya, meaning trustworthy. resonates with the commitment to be a trusted partner in India's development, illuminating the path towards Viksit Bharat. अस्माकं कार्यं विश्वसनीयं विकसित भारतस्य समर्पितं च अस्ति. Meaning, our work is trustworthy and dedicated to a developed India. Vision for Viksit Bharat. V in Vishwasniya symbolizes a vision to make India a Vishwa Guru in the accounting world and steering the nation towards becoming a Viksit Bharat by 2047.
अपनी देश की इकोनॉमी को सही रास्ते पे ले जाने के लिए ये डेडिकेटेड फोर्स है और मैं डायस से एज 73rd प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंस्टीट्यूट आपको कह रहा हूं सर, ये सब देश के लिए मर मिटने को तैयार है सर.
आईसीआई इंस्टीट्यूट जो कहती है वो करती है. तो अगर तीसरी इकोनॉमी का वादा कर लिया आपने तो पूरे देश में आपके मेंबर्स हैं, उनमें आप अपनी ये भावना फैलाइए कि भारत को सबसे बड़ी तीसरी अर्थव्यवस्था हमें बनाना है. और जब आप लग जाओगे तो निश्चित रूप से तीसरी सबसे बड़ी अर्थव्यवस्था बन जाएगी.
As far as chartered accountancy profession is concerned, highest ethical profession is there, this chartered accountancy. Because we got such a, I don't say that by birth itself somebody becomes ethical. And by virtue of law, the implementation of law and the punishment that you have, those things that become as deterrence to see that you are not
I, integrity and ethics.
ICAI ने यूडीन यानी यूनिक डॉक्यूमेंट आइडेंटिफिकेशन नंबर की शुरुआत की है. इसके जरिए चार्टर्ड अकाउंट्स के प्रमाण पत्रों का सत्यायन हो रहा है. व्यवसाय में प्रामाणिकता की बहुत आवश्यकता है. मुझे खुशी है कि आपकी यूनियन के जरिए यह सार्थक प्रयास शुरू किया गया है.
In the world of finance, where trust is paramount, ICAI stands tall as a beacon of integrity and ethics, shaping professionals who uphold the highest standards of ethics and accountability.
आपका सिग्नेचर सत्यता की, भरोसे की गवाही देता है. चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स देश के इकोनॉमिक सिस्टम के भरोसेमंद एम्बेसडर होते हैं. आप सरकार और टैक्स देने वाले नागरिकों और कंपनियों के बीच इंटरफेस का काम करते हैं. आपका सिग्नेचर देश के प्रधानमंत्री के सिग्नेचर की वो ताकत नहीं है जो ताकत एक चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट के सिग्नेचर की होती है.
Indian chartered accountants have earned unparalleled recognition for their trustworthiness and expertise. The accounts you sign inspire such immense confidence that the people invest crores of rupees based solely on your word.
S stands for sustainability and social impact. That is embedded in ICAI's core and actions. Going ahead this year, ICAI has formed a special group on impact financing that will focus on profit, people and planet. To inspire eco-conscious living among CA fraternity, a special group on enabling lifestyle for environment or life has been created, promoting sustainability in daily life. H. Holistic professional and leadership development. CA Charanjot Singh Nanda is an ardent proponent of holistic professional and leadership development. He believes that a healthy mind and a balanced life are the true foundations of professional success. Bringing the vision to action, a specialized committee on promoting work-life balance has been set up to promote well-being and personal development among members, students and employees. A for accelerating digital transformation. To keep Indian CAs at the forefront, ICAI is continuously accelerating digital transformation initiatives and has further strengthened the AI in ICAI committee, focusing on data analytics to elevate AI-driven solutions and education to the next level. S for stakeholder engagement. Stakeholder engagement is vital for true progress and President ICAI strongly advocates public participation, emphasizing Janabhagidari at all levels. ICAI will actively collaborate with stakeholders for knowledge sharing, policy making, educating and creating awareness and fostering collective growth.
ICAI salutes our armed forces and every paramilitary force personnel who risk their life for our freedom. Our gratitude must not be seasonal, it must be perennial, it must be perpetual, it must be far-reaching. Let us all support their families with respect, opportunity and care.
End Nation First approach. Dedicating over 1.4 million CA professionals and students for the progress of the nation, ICAI embodies a nation-first approach, underscoring its commitment to India's economic progress.
लेकिन भगवान से दुआ है कि अगर अगली जिंदगी हो तो हिंदुस्तान में जन्म लूं। एक हिंदुस्तानी होना मेरे लिए फख्र की बात है और मैं मानता हूं आप सबके लिए फख्र की बात है। ऐसा देश नहीं मिलता, ऐसी मां नहीं मिलती जिसके गोद में आप हमेशा महफूज हैं।
We are truly grateful. We are also incredibly humbled that you are here and that your visit has come soon after the tragic events that this very town had to face. Most of you with spouses, many of you with children. Now you wouldn't do that if you didn't truly believe in the place.
ICAI के माननीय सदस्य ने इस देश के अंदर एक एथिकल प्रैक्टिस को लागू किया। विभिन्न फाइनेंशियल सेक्टर्स के अंदर उनकी लेखा परीक्षा में शुचिता लाए, उनकी ऑडिट में शुचिता लाए और उसी के साथ साथ भारत की तेजी से बढ़ती अर्थव्यवस्था के अंदर आपका बहुत बड़ा योगदान के अंदर।
हम बड़े रेजिलिएंट प्रोफेशन है
जी।
जैसे जैसे देश को हमारी जरूरत होती है, जैसे जीएसटी इंट्रोड्यूस होना था
जी।
हम सदैव तत्पर थे, तो हम सदा कदम से कदम मिलाकर चलते हैं। अगर आप बात करें बजट से पहले प्री बजट मेमोरेंडम, पोस्ट बजट मेमोरेंडम, डायरेक्ट इनडायरेक्ट टैक्स हम देते हैं
जी।
तो एज ए प्रोफेशन हम स्टैंडर्ड सेट करते हैं। वी सेट अप अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स, इंडियस ऑडिटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स। तो तमाम दुनिया के साथ हिंदुस्तान साथ चले और अग्रणी भूमिका में रहे, उसके लिए हम कार्यरत हैं।
I stands for innovation and entrepreneurship, driving startups and MSMEs. Through initiatives like the ICAI Startup Samvad and MSME Yatra, ICAI provides free advisory services, capacity building programs and financial empowerment, strengthening MSMEs as the growth engines of the economy. Why? Youth and women-led development. ICAI believes that youth are the architects of change and women-led development is the foundation of a progressive nation. With 67% of its members aged 40 or younger and one-third being women, ICAI is fostering a new era of leadership and inclusivity.
It's also heartening to know that the ICAI has started financial and tax literacy campaigns. I understand you're doing it all through the country. And this is going to help a lot of people in spite of all that is available in public domain. A lot of people still get carried away by misinformation campaigns. And when you as Chartered Accountants institution, run a financial literacy and tax literacy campaign, it certainly has a lot of credibility.
A for accountability, trust and transparency. As the financial soldier of the economy, ICAI marches with accountability, stand firm on trust and illuminate the path with transparency, safeguarding prosperity, ensuring stability and strengthening the financial landscape of the country.
इस पूरे देश की आर्थिक व्यवस्थाओं के लिए डॉक्टर, मैं तो आपको सही में फाइनेंशियल डॉक्टर कहूंगी देश का, जो फाइनेंशियल हेल्थ जो है पूरे देश की ठीक रखे हुए हैं। जैसे डॉक्टर में अपने लोगों को विश्वास होता है कि मेरा डॉक्टर सबसे बढ़िया, ऐसे सीए में विश्वास होता है कि जो मेरे सीए ने कह दिया तो बस वही सबसे बड़ी है। तो इसलिए आपके ऊपर जो विश्वास आपके क्लाइंट का है वही सच मायने में ताकत है।
Vishwasniya is a vision where digital revolution, leadership, innovation, integrity, sustainability unite with humanity to shape a prosperous India. Together, we forge a developed India that inspires the world. ICAI है निरंतर प्रयासरत अपने लक्ष्य की ओर, बनाना है विकसित भारत, थामे सशक्त विश्वास की डोर।
Big round of applause for ICAI vision for Viksit Bharata. Ladies and gentlemen, after the grand success of inaugural edition of WOFA, ICAI has now come up with the World Forum of Accountant 2.0, that is WOFA 2.0, scheduled to be held on January 30th, January 31st and February 1st, 2026 at India Expo Center and Mart, Greater Noida. Let's have a look to the video relating to WOFA 2.0. Over to you, AV, please.
I'm excited looking at the crowd that has come here, and I'm reminded of the days when your institute started. All of you are aware that the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India was set up an Act of Parliament way back on 1st July 1949. Last message of the day, we have to keep performing for this great country, making it the superpower of the world and empowering our fellow members so that all of us can create history, breach benchmarks. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I request everyone to please join and register for this very prestigious function, ICAI WOFA 2.0, which is going to be held in January-February 2026. किसी भी देश की उन्नति और प्रगति में MSME का बहुत बड़ा योगदान होता है। उद्यमिता की राह में है प्रगति का राज। MSME की ताकत से बढ़ता है व्यापार का काज, छोटे कदमों से बनता है बड़े सपनों का आकार, आत्मनिर्भर भारत का यही है आधार। MSME की महत्वपूर्णता को प्रकट करने के लिए मैं अब भारतीय संधि लेखाकार संस्थान के सचिव महोदय से आग्रह करूंगा कि वे अपना स्वागत संदेश प्रस्तुत करें। सीए डॉक्टर जय कुमार बत्रा जी से आग्रह करूंगा कि वे अपना स्वागत संदेश प्रस्तुत करें। ओवर टू यू सर प्लीज।
Namaskar, a very warm greetings and good evening to all of you. I welcome you all here at ICAI MSME Stakeholders Strategic Meet 2025. I would like to begin this gathering with a shlok in Sanskrit. Sushakta Lagu Vyavsaya Rashtrasya Adhar Bhutakaha Arth Samvardhi Janyanti Gramam Nagre Tatha. Empowered small enterprises are the foundation of the nation. They bring economic prosperity to the villages and the cities alike. And with this shlok at the outset, on behalf of the world's largest professional accounting body, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, which is serving more than 15 lakhs members and students through its 5 regional council and 183 branches in India, 54 overseas chapters, 31 representative offices present in the 85 global cities of the 47 countries of the world. I would like to welcome our most valued invited chief guest of the day, Srimati Smriti Irani ji, former cabinet minister, a leader who has worked tirelessly for the cause of women empowerment, entrepreneurship and inclusive growth. We welcome you, ma'am, here at this gathering. Please welcome madam with huge round of applause. I also extend my heartiest warm welcome to our Honorable President ICAI, CA Charanjot Singh Nandaji. I welcome CA Gyanchand Mishra ji, the Chairman, Committee on MSME and Startup, CA Arpit Kabra ji, Vice Chairman, Committee on MSME and Startup, dignitaries from the Ministry of MSME. I appreciate the presence of our respected Central Council members of ICAI. The members of NIRC are also present here today. We have our distinguished stakeholders who are from NSIC, MITI, ZEM, SIDBI, ONDC, NPCI, Mangalore Refinery and Petrochemicals Limited, NABARD, Khadi and Village Industries Commission, Ministry of MSME, Ministry of Cooperatives, CBDT, SEPC, NSE, AFC India Limited, VEPAR, Foundation for Innovation and Technology Transfer, SOCHM India, Munitions India Limited, Ministry of MSME, DCM SME, Laghu Udyog Bharati, RXIL, Trans Union Civil, Invoice Smart, IM Lucknow Enterprise Incubation Center, Maharaja Agrasen Institute of Technology, Bhaskaracharya College of Applied Sciences, University of Delhi. All, we appreciate the presence of all the dignitaries who are here today to witness this gathering, this event. I also welcome the chairpersons, chairmen and the branch managing committee members of all our 5 regional councils and 183 branches who are witnessing this event virtually. All industry partners and members of the ICAI family. This event marks an important milestone in the journey of ICAI to strengthen the MSME and startup ecosystem, a vital sector that stands as the backbone of India's economic growth. This gathering is not just a meeting, but a celebration of partnership, innovation, and trust. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to all our dignitaries and partners for their encouragement and collaboration. Together, we are building a foundation of confidence and capability that will strengthen India's MSME sector and contribute to our nation's vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat, Viksit Bharat. MSME turns dream into reality. Their support is the highway of national development. With these words, I once again welcome each one you here. Let us look forward to an evening of meaningful dialogue, fresh ideas, and renewed commitment to growth and excellence. Thank you very much. I welcome you all here once again.
Thank you so much, sir, for your gracious words of welcome and for setting the tone for this strategic meet. Thank you so much, sir. Moving ahead, it is now my privilege to request respected Chairman of Committee on MSME and Startup, CA Gyan Chand Mishra ji, to share the opening remarks and an overview of today's meeting objectives. Over to you, sir, please.
Thank you so much, Anil ji. Very respected Chief Guest of this important meet, Farmer Union Minister, Madam Smriti Irani ji, the President of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, and it's a proud privilege to share with all the persons present in this meet, the biggest accounting body of the world and heading the biggest, not only number of members, but biggest number of students also, about 1.25 million students, 12.5 lakhs students. So this family is headed by none other than our Honorable President of the Institute, CA CJS Danda sir, in absentia to Vice President sir, and of course very young and dynamic Vice Chairman of the committee, CA Arpit Kabra ji, my distinguished council colleagues, Secretary of the Institute Jay Kumar Batra ji, all respected dignitaries driving this ecosystem, members representing various ministries, dignitaries representing various institutions, attendees, ladies and gentlemen, good evening to one and all. Indeed, it's a pride privilege to welcome you all in this very important meet. And when I discussed about this thought with our Honorable President, he was very happy that if we can connect with the ecosystem partners and take them at one platform and discuss how the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India can contribute in a better way to this ecosystem, then probably it would be really a great idea. And with this thought, we started to connect to all the stakeholders, and finally this meeting is today. In my view, MSMEs are backbone of the Indian economy. They don't only provide the employment to the owners, but of course, second after agriculture, biggest employment generation is from MSME only. They are the gems which needs to be more polished and presented in the market. And I think the type of attendance we are witnessing today, more than 80 members from more than 60 institutions, I'm sure about it, that we should brainstorm, we should think how these MSMEs can contribute in making the country a developed country as per vision of our Honorable Prime Minister. A country which is growing in the pace of 6 to 7% of GDP growth certainly has immense to do. And MSMEs can only be the right entrepreneurships which will pave the path for the developed country. When it comes to, and everybody says that we are looking the India as developed country, I always bit a differ. We are looking for a redeveloped country. India has always been a developed country, about 400 years back only. But time is witnessing that we are coming out of distress and we are seen as economic superpower across the world. Since head of the family is here, Nanda sir, I will not speak much, but three important aspects that I would like to bring in notice of each one present over here, which in need of are for the MSMEs. The first one, the financial bridging. The second one, technology. And the third one, exit policy. And if we are able to make all these three fronts well equipped and we are able to work in that direction, I'm sure about it that the spirit and soul of this meeting we will meet. Without taking much time, as Madam has to travel to US, she has spared her valued time for us. Madam, we are really so much thankful. And let me tell you friends, about 1 year back, I met Madam in one of the program. Her dedication towards the women entrepreneurship is commendable. So many programs she is doing across the country for women entrepreneurs. So now I will not speak much as we are a bit running late in the program and our chief guest has to leave. So we'll request President sir to kindly guide. Sir, so we'll request President sir to kindly give his presidential address.
A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable Srimati Smriti Irani, former Union Minister, and more importantly, a visionary who dreamt of taking women entrepreneurship to unprecedented heights and has been highly successful in that. Today she is going to New York for a Times meeting. The chairman of the Committee on MSME and Startup, Shri Gyan Mishra, Vice Chairman Shri Arpit Kabra, Dr. Jay Batra, the Secretary of ICAI, my very esteemed council colleagues, former council colleagues, NIRC members, and more importantly, stakeholders who have come here to make this program a great success. Ladies and gentlemen, come September 2025, and the scale of MSME has crossed 70 million figure. MSMEs ultimately drive this country. And I want to tell you, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, the largest accounting body of the world, is totally dedicated to provide right impetus to this growth. We want to act as catalysts. We have no economic reasons. We do everything pro bono. You'll be happy to know. The institute, which was set up an Act of Parliament 1st July 1949, when the most important document of the democracy, the Constitution, was not set up, is totally inclined to act as financial soldiers of this great country, to work in tandem with the best practices laid overseas. Very importantly, we are today launching the MSME clinics. What does it speak of? We have 183 branches across the country. Every Friday, there will be clinic in every branch where chartered accountant will sit to serve MSMEs on various of their facets. May it be credit matching, may it be technology, may it be system, may it be cyber security, may it be direct, indirect taxes. Everywhere we want to perform. Everywhere we want to work and create value for the entire society. Moving ahead, three important things I like to tell you. First, time is ripe when India can take onto the center stage of international economies. I want to put across a very important facet. Financially, we have created benchmarks. Technology, 81% of India's international, 81% of international initiatives of technology emerge from India. You speak of ESG, you speak of sustainability, the maximum work starts from India alone. कहते हैं ना, सोचने से कहा मिलते हैं तमन्नाओं के शहर, चलने की जिद भी जरूरी है मंजिल पाने के लिए. Second, coming out to the impetus of creativity. In spite of tariffs hitting us largely, MSMEs have stood this call of time. They have worked overnight to ensure that they do not lose the ground, and we have become highly successful in that. And third and final very important thing, when movement has to go in right order, when things have to work in tandem with the best practices, we all have to join hands. ICAI is totally committed. APJ Abdul Kalam very rightly said that ICAI and chartered accountants are partners in nation building. We have gone above that. Now we have become partners in global building. We have a WOFA. You saw the video. It is on 30th, 31st and 1st of February. I want to tell you that in WOFA you all can join. You can sponsor the program and ensure that you have rich dividends which you reap from there. Very importantly, we have created so many infrastructures for MSMEs. We have created so many platforms, including training chartered accountants on each and every facet of MSME servicing. So to end, I welcome you all to this place. I'm thankful that you had faith in us and you came in such large numbers. Very importantly, ICAI is totally dedicated. My 32 council members are ready to work overnight to ensure that we add value to nation building. Our initiative to perform, our initiative to work in tandem to create best infrastructures and to have such policies. Even the government has recently asked us to give our take on the pre-budget memorandum, right in indirect and direct taxes. If you have something related to taxes, something related to policy matters, feel free to tell us. So to end, again a small couplet which says, अपने हौसलों को खबर करते रहो, अपने हौसलों को खबर करते रहो, जिंदगी मंजिल नहीं सफर है, चलते रहो. Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Thank you so much, President Sir, for your visionary address, guidance and continued inspiration. Now we are deeply privileged to have among us Madam Shrimati Irani ji, Smriti Irani ji, Honorable Former Cabinet Minister, Government of India. So without wasting much more time, I request everyone to please give her a big round of applause and welcome once again. I request ma'am for your words of wisdom. Over to you ma'am, please.
Thank you. President Nanda, ladies and gentlemen, and all distinguished office bearers of the ICAI. I come with a deep sense of gratitude today to this program which has been organized by the committee specially dedicated to MSMEs and startups in India. My gratitude emanates from a program called Spark, an idea which I discussed with the ICAI family, an idea that is taking us to 300 cities across the country, where we are hoping to engage with 1 lakh women-owned small businesses. An ICAI family did not even take a second before espousing their support to it. So President Nanda, in your presence, I would like to thank Chairman Mishra and the entire team, including the gentleman to my right, for not losing an opportunity to enhance the economic potential of women-led enterprise in my country. I come here today also with an ambition. And I was wondering amongst all the stakeholders that are seated here today, which one would spark a new idea? I see a very old colleague seated here today, Ajit Chavan from GEM. So I know that people who matter are present here today. Mr. Acharya, my apologies that I have to rush, and given the exuberance of the program, they ran an hour late. However, what is the ambition that Ajit's presence has sparked? We need to recognize that global supply chains today are not formulated only on the basis of geography, but also credibility. My compliments to the ICAI family for starting an MSME clinic, where compliance will be the fulcrum on which your efforts will be sustained. I'm hopeful that after the clinic has been functional for at least a year, you will be, through your research alone, be able to highlight for the government what are the challenges that limit our MSMEs from becoming a part of a robust global supply chain. My other ambition and request with which I present myself today amongst you is that given that Digital India is no longer just a phrase, a nomenclature, or an ambition that we all subscribe to, but a reality, how can we have a matchmaking between digital businesses and enterprise and those that work in the physical realm, especially in small businesses in our country? And I believe that one of the stakeholders that can aid in this matchmaking is most definitely GEM. Lastly, the tagline Vishwasniya for this year has a focus on sustainability. I've had the privilege of attending to one program with President Nanda where the entire program was dedicated to the issue of sustainability. Can we envisage opportunities for MSMEs to become a part of the export cohort only on the basis of sustainability? If we can do these identifications for the government, I know of my colleagues in the government, be it in bureaucracy or in polity, who will take up these issues with alacrity. So I'm hopeful that these three issues is something that the stakeholders can bring much reflection and light to. Additionally, President Nanda, I have requested Gyanchandji that through the MSME clinics, if there is additional policy support that needs to be given specifically for women-led enterprise, those are policy supports, initiatives, research programs that I will ensure is personally funded without a penny taken from any taxpayer, so that we can present the true potential of women-led enterprise in my country. I insist on saying my country, so pardon me if I'm rehearsing for a speech in New York, where they feel many Indian women are waiting to be rescued. I'm hoping to share the stories of MSMEs in India to tell a global audience that this is the Indian template that they could possibly absorb in their economies. For my belief is that the measure of an economy truly is not only how big the big corporations grow, but also how strong the small businesses feel. And that is why my compliments to you, President Nanda, to Mr. Mishra, to Arpit, and the entire team that is specifically dedicated to MSME, for what you bring as conscious keepers of the nation's economy is an additional ability and support to MSMEs that actually cannot afford compliance. MSMEs know of the compliances they need to measure up to. Many a times they cannot afford the professional fees to ensure that they rise to that standard or meet that benchmark. So the free MSME clinic, the time is ripe, the service is much needed. So on behalf of those small MSMEs, my gratitude, President Nanda. And particularly for women, I will only say this: all the help that you give to a woman so that her balance sheet grows, know that it doesn't change just the balance sheet, it actually changes the balance of power that she can leverage in her own family and her community. So on behalf of all the women-led enterprises, President Nanda, to you and your entire team at ICAI, and Mr. Ji, thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for your insightful and empowering address. Your words will continue to inspire many women to lead, innovate, and contribute to India's growth. So once again, I request everyone to give her a big round of applause for her words of wisdom. Thank you so much, ma'am. Moving ahead, ma'am has to leave. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am. Moving ahead, we are honored that we are having with us Dr. S.S. Acharya ji, the distinguished CMD of NSIC, Government of India. So big round of applause for our another distinguished guest, CA S.S. Acharya ji, who is going to highlight ongoing government initiatives and support schemes for MSME. So over to you, sir, please, for your words of wisdom. Over to you, sir.
No, it's okay. बैठिए ना आप बैठिए ऐसा कोई Madam Smriti Irani in absentia, respected President ICAI, Vice Chairman Committee of MSME and Startup, and Chairman Committee of MSME and Startup, and Secretary ICAI, distinguished members from various chapters, stakeholders from various organizations, various ministries, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor to be here amongst all of you, and you know, especially when we all are dreaming. In fact, when Madam was talking about the expectations from ICAI about promoting the women entrepreneurs, somewhere deep inside my mind, sir, can I say this?
Yes, please, please.
Somewhere deep inside my mind, I always dream that, you know, when you are dreaming about Viksit Bharat, when you talk of big four, why not the big fifth is from India, and ICAI has to give it to us. All of you have the potential. You know, when we are talking about the accounting firms, we all talk about big fours. We all talk about numbers. We are the largest, you know, members. We have ICAI in ICAI. I think the fifth, I am very sure, under dynamic leadership of Nandaji, someday it is going to happen that if India is going to be developed, definitely the fifth and sixth and seventh are going to come from India. I am very sure. So coming back to our MSMEs, you know, we all again are dreaming about the Viksit Bharat, about the you know, dream of seeing our country a developed nation. Now, how do we see a country as a developed? It is not just the size of the economy. It is, again, all of us are aware that it is the income. It is the income level at individual level. And how do we do that? And which sector is in a position to do that? So if we are going to achieve developed nation status, then we have to endeavor that the income level at individual level also increases. And how do we do that? By adding incremental value, number one, and also creating opportunities for the masses. Now, if we have to add incremental value, see, there is a saying, if we continue to do what we have been doing, we continue to be what we have been getting. We continue to get what we have been getting. So, we have to add value at every level so that there is incremental value addition. When we are talking about government initiatives, you all must be aware that, you know, there is an aspirational government program called PM Vishwakarma scheme. You know, many of us think that, you know, it is a scheme where there are certain trades and government wants to give them toolkits and connect them to banks. It is, ladies and gentlemen, it is not just a scheme that gives them toolkits and connects them to banks. It is a very well thought out scheme to make the traditional craftsmen to convert them into entrepreneurs so that they add incremental value in whatever trade or in whatever business they are doing. So every step of government, every initiative of the government, every scheme of the government is now designed in a fashion that we create incremental value at every stage. So the PM Vishwakarma scheme, I'm sure if you re-look at it, it is creating entrepreneurs out of our traditional craftspeople. That is number one. Then when we are talking about, MSMEs, again coming back to the dream of creating an opportunities for everybody, it is obviously MSME sector, we all are aware about it. But when we are talking about MSME sector, the pillars on which this success of MSMEs lie are three, all of you are aware. It is credit, the marketing and technology. Our Honorable Prime Minister keeps saying that, our products should have dam or dam. It is just because we are MSMEs, the market is not going to purchase our product because it is manufactured by the small entrepreneurs. The market will only honor the products, the market will only respect the products which, as they say, has dam. That means it is technologically competitive. It is a product which which attracts the customer, and dam matlab it should be competitive. In other words, very simple terms, dam or dam means that our products should be technologically competitive, should be quality competitive and cost competitive. Dam or dam. So if this is the final the policy initiative, what are we going to do that? The three pillars, how are we going to strengthen the credit pillar, the technology pillar and the market connect pillar? So recently when we were talking about government initiatives, it is recently there is an initiative called TEAM. Trade Enablement and Marketing is a scheme that is planning, envisaging to onboard 500,000 small and micro businesses on digital market platform. Now, out of those 500,000 businesses, 50% will be women entrepreneurs. So 250,000 women small businesses are going to be onboarded on the digital market platform completely free. In fact, all the 5 lakh will be completely free. We are driving this central sector scheme, which is incentivizing the seller network participants, the buyer network participants, who are on the ONDC protocol, and then through them we are driving to onboard these small businesses onto the ONDC platform, because it is very important to provide them not only visibility but also the required market connect. And this is the government initiative to serve that second pillar that is required for the MSMEs to sustain themselves, to become profitable in the long term. And then we are talking about the credit. Of course, credit, a lot of discussion has gone into it. We will not talk about it. There are several banks, there is CGTMS, we will not talk about that. We'll talk about the dam or dam aspects, how to make our MSMEs competitive. I think there is a big role of ICAI in this. When we talk about competitiveness, what constitutes competitive? How, competitiveness? It is leave aside technology. When you are talking about cost competitiveness, what are the elements of cost that goes into making a product, final product? So there cannot be any other cost other than the input costs. Say it is the cost of raw material, it is the cost of credit, it is the cost of your labor charges, whatever, and then possibly the energy charges, the fuel charges. Broadly, these are the costs. We cannot have control on 2 or 3 of it. The only cost which we can possibly manage is the input cost, that is the raw material cost. The other costs are defined, the labor charges are defined. You have to pay this much for the skilled labor, this much for the unskilled labor or semi-skilled labor. You have the credit cost it is defined depending on the rating, internal rating of the individual banks, the rates will vary. And of course the electricity rates and the energy charges are also constant. So only where the MSMEs can be competitive cost-wise is the input cost. So how do we help the MSMEs to reduce their input cost, their raw material cost? It is where the NSIC, through with the blessings of Government of India, is working with various large manufacturers, large producers in the public sector, and helping them have access to quality raw materials at a reasonable price. So that is what NSIC is doing, the connecting the MSMEs, aggregating the demands of the MSMEs raw material need, and then placing them with the large producers, and in the process, whatever is the bulk purchase order discount, passing on to the small businesses. And that is how the input cost of the small businesses is getting reduced. In fact, all of you might be aware, on 27th June, we all celebrate the National MSME Day, and on that day, this year, Honorable President of India was the chief guest, and NSIC and ICAI have entered into an understanding where we are going to work together to see that, the various programs of the government and various programs of the Ministry of NSIC and other institutions reach the desired, clientele, the desired audience. I'm so happy that, MSME clinics are being set up, are being, in more than 100 places. So it is a very welcome initiative. And the second, the third thing is to help them technologically. It's very important for the MSMEs to get their products tested to get market acceptance. We have NABL accredited labs across the country where the MSMEs can come and test their products, and at a very, very reasonable price, and that helps them market acceptance of their products. Then the crown jewel of the offerings from Government of India is the SRI fund. When we are talking about incremental value addition, value addition can happen only when micro becomes small, small becomes medium, and medium becomes large. And for that, they are in the need of provision of growth capital. The SRI fund, Self-Reliant India Fund, sir, is a 10,000 crore, fund of funds in the country, which is attracting, 40,000 crore of private capital. So total 50,000 crore is at a disposal of NSIC. And we are investing in the daughter funds daughter funds are the venture capital funds who are investing in the equity capital of the MSMEs. So the MSMEs in their growth phase, you all know that, there is a leverage ratio in the bank, there is a limit up to which the MSMEs can leverage their own capital. So they need additional capital when there is growth opportunity, and possibly there is no capital available them, but there is potential for them to grow exponentially. At that particular time, the SRI fund, that is the Government of India's fund of funds there is a fund of fund for startups, this is a fund of fund for MSMEs, and this fund of fund for MSMEs invests through the venture capital funds in the equity of the small businesses. So I'm sure through our the understanding, we will be taking this vision and schemes of government to the last mile, and will ensure that the MSMEs in every nook and corner of the country benefit from the Government of India's various schemes. So thank you very much. Thank you for a patient listening, and thank you for the opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing the government's continued commitment to strengthening MSMEs across the nation. Thank you so much. Moving ahead, ladies and gentlemen, ICAI takes immense pride in being recognized by the World Book of Records for its exceptional initiatives in the MSME sector. May I humbly request Dr. Rajiv Shrivastava ji to do the honor. This award will significantly bolster the efforts of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India and Committee on MSME and Startup by enhancing visibility and credibility, thereby attracting the maximum handholding support to MSMEs across the country. May I request our Honorable President Sir C.A. Charanjot Singh Nanda ji, C.A. Gyanchand Mishra ji, Chairman Committee on MSME and Startup, C.A. Arpit Kabra ji, Vice Chairman Committee on MSME and Startup, C.A. Dr. Jay Kumar Batra ji, Secretary ICAI, to receive the honor. Big round of applause for this prestigious award. All the respected council members are requested to please join. Congratulations ICAI on this remarkable recognition. One World Certificate to the Honorable President and Chairman of the Committee. Big round of applause for the same. Thank you so much. Moving ahead. Now we proceed to the launch of ICAI MSME and Startup Conclave 2025 report and the coffee table book on MSME Mahotsav 2025 commemorating ICAI's record-setting mentorship felicitation. May I request Honorable President Sir and all the dignitaries on the dais for the formal launch. Thank you so much, sir. These publications will serve as a testament of the ICAI's continuing efforts in strengthening India's MSME and startup landscape. Big round of applause. Moving ahead, we unveil a transformative initiative, the ICAI MSME Clinic Program, a strategic outreach designed to provide financial literacy, compliance support and mentoring for MSMEs across the country. All branches of Institute of Chartered Accountants of India are requested to join virtually through Zoom together for the launch of this MSME Clinic Program. May I request Honorable President Sir and all the dignitaries on the dais to jointly launch this program. I request respected council members to please join.
Please join.
And for the launching of this clinic program.
Lal sir, please give the hand mic. President sir, please join sir.
Sir.
So, ladies and gentlemen, truly a momentous occasion. The ICAI MSME clinic stands launched from now onwards, where people from across the country. I can see Ketan Saya, the chairman of WARC. We have seen Jagjit Singh, chairman of NIRC. I can see Amit Gupta, vice chairman Jammu Kashmir. Kailash Agarwal ji from Jabalpur. Sumit Doshi from Vapi. I can see Hemant Lohia from Jodhpur. SIRC chairperson CA Revati Raghunathan, Kaushal Khandelwal, CA Rohit Narula, and all of a battery of chairmen of various branches who will be ensure that the MSME clinic is serviced on a regular basis. Every Friday we will have servicing at the MSME clinic where all MSMEs are required to come if they need any help or assistance. I request your good offices to kindly intimate all your MSMEs to take the benefit of this. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, President Sir. Congratulations on this forward-looking initiative. Thank you so much. We now move to an important collaboration segment, the MOU exchange between ICAI and NPCI's Bharat Connect of Business, a platform by NPCI, Bharat Bill Pay Limited, and FITT. May I request the representatives of NPCI and FITT along with ICAI dignitaries for the formal exchange.
NPCI, Bharat Bill Pay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Sir, please. Excuse me, sir.
Please come. It's a pleasure, sir. Same here. Tell him mine.
Hi everybody. So while I'll address the benefits of this particular MOU a little later in my when I'm speaking, but I should acknowledge the value add which ICAI has always done since, like Mr. Nanda was also speaking. ICAI has played a very important role in terms of explaining and educating the MSME sector of the different government schemes and benefits which come their way, so that they can have the respective gains. And with this MOU, I'm hoping that ICAI will charter a different transformation, digital transformation in the world of MSME, so that everybody can adopt it, and the inefficiencies which are there in the system today can be eradicated for the betterment of the MSME ecosystem. So pleasure, Nanda sir, and everybody.
Thank you. Great.
Along with the FITT. Next MOU with FITT.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
President Nanda ji, my friends Acharya Sahab, Madan Gopal, Anand ji, all sitting here. Very quickly, I will be very brief. I need to also go after this ceremony. We have particularly have a great pleasure of signing with ICAI. IIT Delhi, as you know, is one of the premier institution. And being part of the startup ecosystem, I want to make an appeal to the CA community. And something which you like, and you will like to hear, which is about money. So, startup is not a startup activity anymore in terms of finance, because we have become a serious activity. 30 startups which got listed in 4 years have created a 10 lakh crore ecosystem. And the startup, incidentally, IIT Delhi has contributed 30% of the unicorn in the country. So all the top names you hear, were from Sachin Bansal to Dipender Goyal to Bhavesh Agrawal to Binny Bansal and all these people, Policy Bazaar, most of the companies belongs to IIT Delhi. Just a Zomato company, which is 10 years time, they have created a 4 lakh crore company as compared to Hero Motors, which is a 1 lakh crore company after 60 years of existence. All respect to the great work Hero is doing, but the potential to startup is becoming tremendous. There are 157,000 startup registered in the country. Next 10 years, we are envisaging there will be 1 million startups. 140 unicorns, but the most importantly you have to look at, there are 1,000 plus unicorns soon to become unicorn. The companies which are into domain of $750 million to $900 million, which are there. And as soon as the situation improves, like US situation improves, they will all become unicorns. In 2022-23, we were looking at a unicorn a week. And I think in next 1 or 2 years time, we will start looking at situation where we will have 5 unicorns a week.
My question and request to all of you, are we ready for this type of deluge which is coming in the country? So partnering with a technical institution like IIT Delhi, NACI also spoke, Mighty Startup Hub is sitting there, we spoke about. We need to get ready, we need to collaborate and we have to work together. There are close to 10,000, 15,000 family offices in US as compared to less than 2,000 here. 1,500 AIFs in India, similar number, another 10,000 plus in US. So this deluge when it start happening in India, we need to get ready. So we need to collaborate more. So my request to CA community is to start looking at startup ecosystem more seriously. The way that you look at the secondary market or primary markets and other MSME, other domain, the startup is becoming a serious activity. We will start contributing almost 10% of GDP in next 10 years time. So that is my short and sweet remark. Thank you everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. This MOU signifies a new era of collaboration and innovation for the MSME and startup sectors. Thank you so much. Moving towards the next segment, that is the strategic discussion with the key stakeholders. May I request Shanu Madam to please take the further proceedings of the program. Over to you, Shanu Madam, please.
Thank you, Anil sir. We will now start with our strategic discussion. Now I would like to request Mr. Paneerselvam, CEO Métis, to please start the discourse, please.
Thank you. Thank you to the ICAI team. On behalf of Métis and Métis Startup Hub, which is the Ministry of Electronics and IT, it's a privilege to be a part of this evening. And I'm extremely proud to see the amount of focus that are on MSME and startups that has been provided by the Institute of Chartered Accountants. As my colleague, Mr. Dr. Nikhil spoke in a few minutes before, it's important to understand that today we are one of the third largest startup ecosystem in the country, with over about 1.85 lakh startups and almost every month we are adding about 10,000 plus startups in the country today. So there has been definitely a significant jump in the number of companies that are getting registered, but there are also challenges in the startup domain, especially when it comes to governance and compliance. So I think that's where the real opportunity for the institute and the members of the institute to play a very, very vital role in this. Today we live in a digital world. Incidentally, I'm also the director of Digital India Corporation. So we live in a digital world. We leave our footprints pretty much, whether we like it or not. Nothing in the digital world gets erased. It is there. It is out there for sure. Right? We may delete it, but it doesn't get deleted from the digital world. So the compliance and especially what I keep sharing with my startups is, whatever you do in the initial stages of your company will come back and trouble you if you have not done that right at any stage of your company's growth. Right? So it's important. So I always tell them that it is compliance and governance is not something that you do when you are a growth stage, or you have to start thinking about compliance and governance from the initial days of your company building and organization building. And that is and to be very honest, it's not every founder, every innovator in the company is aware of these policies, and the governance and compliance. And I think that's where but they do all reach out to a chartered accountant to register the company. I think that is where the awareness and the education needs to start. And I think the whole MSME clinics, I would request to add it as MSME and startup clinics, right? Because end of the day, startups also need guidance and support system to ensure what is the and most importantly, awareness
in terms of what is the implication of doing things right and what is the implication of not doing things. In fact, most founders genuinely don't want to do anything wrong, but not doing anything is also in some cases it is doesn't work out well when it comes to compliance. So I request and urge the community, if while the clinics are a great way to engage the MSME and the startup ecosystem, it would be also very today we live in the era of digital chatbots and query based applications. I can request the I can request the ICAI portal to have a bot that can answer the queries of startups, MSMEs, and today, thanks to AI and the and you have the repository of knowledge that collectively the community has. It could be a phenomenal opportunity for LLMs to kind of learn and build a very strong bot-based query system, which is available for the founders and the MSMEs 24/7 on their phones to kind of bring value to them, and do's and don'ts, FAQs, compliance and governance modules, and like 101 at all stages of the company, what they really need to do could be automated and built into a use of technology can be leveraged there. So essentially we see a lot of challenges when it comes to raising of funds. Valuation is again a challenge, different ways. Again, I request and urge the community here to kind of come up with a handbook on valuations and how, because today there are different stages, life stages in a startup: pre-revenue, idea stage to IPO. Everything is they have a different life stage. At each stage, what they should be looking at when it comes to valuation, because till date we will when at Métis Startup Hub we fund almost 400 we have funded almost 400 startups so far, but none of these startups will come without a valuation certificate from a chartered accountant, right? So we attach a lot of weightage and value to the professional opinion of the institute. Hence, there could be a dialogue and a handbook released in this space as well, will also help the startup community. So these are my requests and my suggestions to the institution, and I'm sure from Métis Startup Hub, Ministry of Electronics and IT, and ICAI, we already have an MOU, and we are working together, and we will continue to work together to drive the future of both MSMEs and startup. So with that, I kind of conclude my suggestion and thoughts, and thank you so much for this opportunity and having me here.
Thank you, sir. Moving ahead, I request Shri Ajit Chauhan ji, Additional CEO from GEM, for his views and suggestions. Over to you, sir, please.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. Last week, Gyanji and Shanu madam had come to my office to discuss a very important empowerment of MSMEs. I'll just give you a brief this thing about GEM. GEM is government startup, an informal startup which has grown from 422 crore, the business, it's kind of an Amazon of the government, 422 crore in 2016. Last year we ended up with 5.4 lakh crore. So that has been, I don't know, you guys would be more at numbers. So to more than 1,000 times growth over 9 years period. And the portal offers great market linkages to MSEs, women MSEs, SC/ST MSEs, and underserved sellers, and all kinds of businesses. So we mean business. I am here to gauge the work that we can do together with ICAI, and I am very glad that it's a very agile organization with presence of more than 180 chapters across the country. And what I look forward is, in terms of numbers, there are 11 lakh MSMEs who have been onboarded on our platform, 2 lakh of which are women MSEs, and almost 33,000 startups and 60,000 odd SC/ST led MSEs. And we are not satiated. We are looking forward to more and more people joining this platform, which provides direct market linkage to whoever joins. MSEs on our platform have done almost 46% of the business done on this platform over the last 9 years has been transacted by micro and small enterprises of the country, which are there in tier 2, tier 3 and cities primarily. And this is a great opportunity that ICAI branches and ICAI chapters can offer them hand-holding support to onboard them on GEM. GEM will do whatever capacity building that is required to do of the ICAI office bearers who would like to take this forward, and we would be very happy to collaborate with you guys and see if more and more MSEs, startups, women and SC/ST micro and small enterprises can join onto our platform. So with these few words, I think we can keep the discussions on. I'm hopeful that if you take the step to collaborate with GEM, we would not be found wanting on that. So happy facilitating the MSEs across the country and also helping them do business in the country. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you
Gyan ji.
so much. Now may I request Shri Rajiv Kumar ji, CGM from SIDBI, for his views and suggestions. Over to you, Rajiv ji, please. Sir is not here, I hope. Shri Nitin Nair ji, Senior Vice President, ONGC. Sir is not here?
I'm here.
Sir is here.
So,
Ji sir, over to you sir, please.
Anil sir, actually, I have just one suggestion to all the stakeholders and one information I wanted to display with the permission of President sir. So actually, I am happy to share that on 27th of June 2025, for which we have got this World Book of Records, precisely 19,355 MSMEs were practically hand-holded in our branches. 19,355 लोगों in a single day, sir. So I think that the ICAI tries its best to deliver at the root level that we have shown. We'll request all the stakeholders, while covering about the brief of the discussion, please do indicate where ICAI can contribute. What are the areas where we can helpful for you, so that we can make a plan in this regard and we can come to you with a white paper. Sir, in this area we are contributing like this. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Over to you, Nitin, sir, please.
Good evening, Honorable CJS Nandaji and the August Chartered Accountant fraternity here this evening. I wanted to briefly introduce ONDC, Open Network for Digital Commerce, Digital India mission under the Prime Minister's vision. We are incubated as a Section 8 not-for-profit backed by DPIIT Ministry of Commerce, wherein we have multiple banks and other institutions which have pulled in equity to set up ONDC with the vision to take Digital India forward. ONDC came into existence in 2022. We are a very young organization compared to some of the pedigree of the organizations here. We did our first transactions bringing buyers and sellers together in April of 2022. We went to the market and did our first beta transaction in September of 22 in Bangalore. And ONDC was launched formally for everybody to start onboarding and transacting in Jan of 2023. Since then, it's been a great journey. Today, there are about 7 lakh sellers of different kinds on ONDC. We have multiple domains such as retail, food, grocery, fashion, agri, FPOs, transit, metros, buses, travel and beyond, right? Several domains, and we do about 6 lakh plus transactions a day. Last month, in the month of September, we did about 1.8 crore transactions and continuing to grow. I think it's been a very, very ambitious project to look at e-commerce in India. And if you look at e-commerce as a problem statement, only about 7 or 8% of India's transactions are digitized. All other transactions are still offline, right? While there is a lot of talk of e-commerce, the global players, the Indian e-commerce startups, the net transaction volume still remains small. And to give you comparable numbers, countries like Indonesia, which are comparable economies, are about 25 to 30% e-commerce penetration, right? So definitely a huge opportunity to expand the digital footprint and reap the benefits of Digital India. Now, in particular from an MSME standpoint, I think Mr. Acharya already spoke about the team scheme and took over a little bit of my thunder. But we have the MSME team schemes for MSMEs, and in the context of CM Mishraji's ask on how ICAI can contribute, I think awareness would be very critical, sir. I think more MSMEs being aware that such a scheme exists, where the government is supporting MSMEs in digitization, coming online on the ONDC ecosystem, becoming a part of the ONDC network. There is an outlay of about 277 crores as part of the team scheme under the larger RAMP scheme, right? And this is available to MSMEs to do multiple things, right? From building branding and awareness to digital cataloging, to helping them with logistics, to helping them with packaging. All of this, there is a fund outlay that is available, which NSIC and MSME Ministry have enabled for startups to come and join the ONDC network. And in return, we would have different brand channels, different demand channels, which will come in and offer you, orders, opportunity to gain customers and beyond, right? So that's the broad, message on the ONDC network front. And we continue to scale this, and are very, very keen that we work with all of you, understand in what ways we could build more awareness among MSMEs, bring more MSMEs. Our target is to bring in about 5 lakh MSMEs onto the ONDC network, with a focus on 50% of them being women-led enterprises, as well as backward communities and other community enterprises, which will help the larger community benefit from the overall digitization mission. So the larger ask to all of you is to support, spread awareness, and bring MSMEs that you meet and you work with to be a part of this digital initiative and benefit from it. With that, I think I'll thank all of you for having me here, and look forward to collaborating and working with all of you. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, Nitin ji. Moving ahead, we are having with us Company Secretary Shri Satvinder Singh ji. I request Satvinder ji to please share his views and suggestions for MSME. Over to you, Satvinder ji, please.
Thank you, President. Thank you, all the members. In fact, I've been fortunate that Gyanchand Mishra ji, Nanda ji, and all that, they had invited me. So being a corporate lawyer, you see, we do a lot of even the legal issues which are arising for this thing. The few issues are very, very important for consideration, which I feel that as a chartered accountant, you must look into that. And there is need a clarity on that. One, the issue which the companies normally ask, that the interest which is to be paid after 45 days, whether it is mandatory or voluntarily. The way I look at the language, it becomes, you see, it looks like a mandatory. How you have to provide for in the books, that's the important issue. Then it comes is because there are judgments, even the Supreme Court said that, okay, no, it is mandatory. Even the MSME with IBC, when which we are coming, Delhi High Court said that the registration is not necessarily. Even during that IBC, if you are MSE, you are falling within the criteria, you can be registered even during the process of this thing. But Supreme Court said that registration is there. Now, if I take that logic, and when you have to provide how far you are relying on this thing, the registration of those MSMEs, because you have to report it, whether that MSME is registered or not, and if it is unregistered, how you are accounting for whether it falls within the MSME categories. The third issue comes on the compounding of interest. Now, in one of the matters, they said that if you have paid the principal to the extent of there is no compounding on the interest payment, is it so? Or if I look at it from the other angle, that the compounding issue and then your TDS issues and all that. But largely on the, Nandaji, the important part which I would like, there is a facilitation council. If you look at those provisions, those facilitation councils talk about that arbitration provisions are equally applicable and they can run that as this thing, but how far it is, the process has to be binding and other thing. And Institute of Chartered Accountants have set up their own arbitration centers and all that. Why not you please convince or maybe join hands with the MSME and join this thing that MSME Facilitation Council, which provides as the arbitration mechanism, where they refer it to the other arbitration councils. If you can join hands and make it as a good arbitration, I think you can really serve the society as a whole and you see sort out those issues vis-a-vis this thing. That's why only those are the issues which we normally do, and I thought that okay, I must put it a point where you can, you see, run passes through with the MSME department, government and other thing, how to basically strengthen the process of mediation and conciliation and the facilitation council so that MSME can be paid, and if there would be a settlement, how that can be done. I think which you can really put it, and that will also serve the arbitration mechanism for this. Thank you so much for that. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Satvinder Singh sir, for your views and suggestions. Moving ahead, may I request Shri Kapil Girotra ji, the business head of NPCI, for his views. Sir is here?
Yeah.
Ji sir, please, over to you sir.
Honorable leadership of ICAI, distinguished guests from government and industry, good evening. So it's a privilege, participating in a dialogue which is so important and consists of all the India's key economic stakeholders, I must say. The policy makers, professional bodies, financial institutions and technology platforms like us. All committed to strengthening the MSME ecosystem. At the outset, I would also like to acknowledge the role of ICAI and the Committee on MSME and Startup for driving initiatives to achieve the Viksit Bharat 2047 objectives. This collective effort is critical to enable the efficiency and sustainability of the business environment of MSME across India. Now, MSME, as we all know, contribute to India's GDP, to exports, to employment. Their growth is central to national aspiration of inclusion as well as broad-based development. Yet, despite the entrepreneurial strength which we have, several operational inefficiencies persist, like delayed receivables, fragmented reconciliation, limited data visibility on various value chains. So, I would say these are not structural gaps. These are, these are areas which require digital simplification. So the focus, therefore, must be building interoperable systems, addressing these inefficiencies sustainably and at scale. Now, what NPCI Bharat Bill Pay do in this? We, address these challenges, these very challenges, through the platform-based approach known as Bharat Connect for Business. This initiative is an extension of the India's digital public infrastructure principle, designed to simplify business-to-business interaction, strengthen financial efficiency across various enterprises, particularly MSME, which are basically in need of them, because the kind of investment they can do, the large enterprises can do, is not something which is available for the MSMEs. So inclusion in such a platform is must for them. What does the platform enables? So this is buyer to supplier, present, collect, or digitally reconcile payment solutions integrated with, within each other, as well as all the banks, ERPs, various DPIs on one, I would say trusted framework is something which Bharat Connect brings everybody to. In a sense, it's a network designed for bringing in efficiency, transparency, as well as predictability in terms of your ARD AP, while you are interacting with all the businesses. The benefits are tangible. For a business, the benefits are like reduce operational friction, improved liquidity, in turn better cash flow, lesser operational cost. For banks, it is standardized data for improved credit assessment. In turn, innovation on reducing the credit gap, which is there in the MSME segment. For policymaker, it is enhanced understanding of the economic flow and hence interventions or schemes where they are required to support the MSME. Over time, the vision is that the Bharat Connect evolved as a unified business rail that connect enterprise, service provider, and other important stakeholders through digital platform of a trusted framework. Now, role of the ICAI in this. In this journey, I would say ICAI role is integral. A trusted institution, its member have influence, always have influence and supported how business adopt efficient practices. ICAI has been a bridge between businesses and various government schemes to educate, to support them utilize these enablers for their gains. Through structured engagement with the initiatives such as Bharat Connect for Business, ICAI can help enterprise transition seamlessly to the digital processes. In turn, I would say ICAI thus can accelerate the digital maturity at scale. So this partnership of a public infrastructure like us and professional integrity can redefine how MSME manage growth, responsibility, and sustainably. So thank you very much for the patient hearing, and I hope the MOU which we have just signed, leads to a Viksit Bharat, and our objectives are completed. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Shri Ganesh Bhandari ji, General Manager Materials from Mangalore Refinery and Petrochemicals Limited.
Good evening all. I represent Mangalore Refinery and Petrochemicals. It is a mini Ratna CPSU which is coming under Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. We are having a refinery of around capacity 15 million metric tons per annum in the beautiful city of Mangalore in coastal Karnataka. So we produce around 6 to 7% of petroleum products which India need, and we are having a retail outlet of around 180 retail outlet in the name of HiQ, and we are expanding it very aggressively. So we are having ambitious target to reach around 1,000 retail outlets. So I belongs to procurement section from MRPL. We procure nearly around 2,500 crore worth materials as well as services, which is excluding crude oil. In this, 40% of our annual procurement comes from MSMEs, especially MSEs. As per the public procurement policy for MSEs, 25% mandate is there to be procured only from MSEs. So we are surpassing that, and we generally annually, if you see, we will be procuring more than 40% year by year. So in addition to that, we will be giving lot of encouragement to MSEs as per the guidelines. There is no earnest money deposit for participation in the tenders, and 15% relaxation is given to MSCs in pre-qualification criteria. And nearly around 358 items are particularly reserved for MSCs. And in the payment also, there is a strict mandate that all MSC payment has to be cleared within 45 days of delivering of product or services. So generally our track record is good. We'll generally do within 25 days. In addition to that, there is a sub-target of 3% procurement to be done from women entrepreneurs and 4% from SC/ST entrepreneurs. So last year we had a challenge in doing that. Even though 25% procurement from MSC is being met, but 3% from women vendors we couldn't. But last year with lot of efforts we could able to identify lot of women entrepreneurs, encourage them, and we met last year. So, but still challenges are there in meeting the procurement from SC/ST entrepreneurs. So in against the target of 4%, we could able to meet only 1%. If you see the number of SC/ST entrepreneurs, especially for petroleum sector or especially for industry, there is a lack of database in SC/ST entrepreneurs. As Mr. Chavan also told, in GEM also, if you see lakhs of MSCs which has been registered, only 60,000 are SC/ST entrepreneurs. In that, the SC/ST entrepreneurs who are catering to the industry is very, very less. So the same challenges we are facing, but we are collaborating with the NSSH, we are collaborating with the NSIC, we are getting their guidance, we will do a lot of vendor meets, but still challenges are there. Since I was really appreciate the way ICAI is hand-holding and promoting MSc entrepreneurs. So my request is if during this particular database, if you are having any SC/ST entrepreneurs and women entrepreneurs who are who can able to cater to industrial environment, you can just please share with us, especially with the oil and gas sector and all these things. So we can encourage them and we can handhold and we can promote them, and in turn we can able to meet these MSc targets. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your suggestions and views. Moving ahead, I request Shri Vishal Sharma ji, DGM NABARD, for his views. Shri Vishal ji, over to you, please.
Thank you very much. Respected dignity on the dais and off the dais, I am representing NABARD. Just a brief on the interventions of NABARD in the MSc sector. Basically, being an apex development financial institution, we are playing a very important role in rural MSME ecosystem because of our mandate to work in a rural sector. In 2018 itself, we have been empowered to work towards development of MSME sector. Before that, our mandate was for small scale industries. We have been working towards rural MSME sector through our various intervention, which I categorize into three basic sectors. One is financial sector. Being a financial institution, we have been working very closely with the banks. We have been refinancing banks and financial institutions to support capital investment in MSME sector. Then we are implementing Government of India schemes also to push finance to the MSME sector, be it with the SLC, SCC schemes or AIF scheme. Then we have formulated some subsidy, NABARD subsidiaries also, like we have a NAB Samriddhi subsidiary to push credit to certain niche activity. Then to push credit to farmer producer organization, we have also floated NAB Kisan subsidiary. Then we have also promoted NAB Ventures also to push venture capital to startups. Then we, with the support of Government of India, we also formulated one NAB Sanrakshan subsidiary, which is providing credit guarantee to the various FPO financing and financing to animal husbandry and infrastructure development fund. In addition to that, through our development function, we are also supporting a lot of skill development programs, because the gap in skilling is also one of the important aspect we have to look in the rural ecosystem. Then we also supporting rural business incubation center. We have supported around 10 incubation center out of, these 10 incubation center has almost supported 1,775 incubation and supported registering in 471 startups. So we are also working towards promotion of off-farm producer organization similar to farm sector organization, providing a scale of collectivization to these non-farm producers also. We also work very closely with Government of India in collaborating manner. We are also providing the role to monitor ground level credit at district level. We have been preparing potential link plan every year for every district, which becomes a base for annual credit plan for all banks in a district level. The MSME is one of the part of that potential link plan. This is a brief about NABARD's interventions in MSME sector. Since we have been mandated to work in a rural sector, I'll briefly touch about rural MSME. Rural MSME is plays a very pivotal role in rural economy, because this provides us two opportunities. One, it gives an opportunity to access labor available in farm sector. Then also it provides the opportunity to rural popular to have economics. So if you see what kind of major activities, what kind of major dominant sector is in our rural MSME sector, one is agro processing. Second one is handloom and handicraft is also very important rural MSME sector. Then we have food and beverage industry. I think animal husbandry and allied activity, which covers dairy, poultry, piggery, fishery based enterprise, that also we have to start looking from MSME point of view, because somehow we have been ignoring this sector as a MSME sector. Then rural services, which include tailoring, hairdressing, transportation, hospitality in small town and growth centers. These MSME, rural MSMEs are basically provide a meaningful economic activity for rural, for women enterprises. I think 22% of this rural MSMEs are managed by women-owned enterprises. So we have to also look forward from that point of view, and we also see some challenges in this rural enterprises. One of the challenges that they are basically unincorporated organizations. So they don't know the legal aspects of formal business practices. They don't know how to keep our bookkeepings. They don't know the quality controls. They don't know the pricing strategy. I think the MSME cleaning intervention which ICAI has introduced, I think this will be a great push for these rural enterprises, because by this availing the services of this ICAI rural MSME cleaning, they will be able to know, they will have the exposure of formal business practices, they will able to know the bookkeeping and legal requirement. Second is these MSME enterprises also lacks the credit access. I think through this MSME clinics, they will be channelized into the formal credit need. Thank you very much from my side. Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Vishal sir. Now moving towards further, Shri Dr. Nitesh Dhawanji, Director of Khadi and Village Industries Commission. I request sir for his views. Over to you, please.
Thank you. Good evening to all the distinguished guests from different departments and agencies. I am representing KVIC, that is Khadi and Village Industries Commission. To start with, I would like to brief what KVIC is all about. Khadi and Village Industries Commission came into existence in 1956 through a Parliament Act, and as you all know that it is deeply rooted in the Gandhian principles and philosophy of decentralization, self-reliance, poverty eradication. and cultural heritage. But at the same time, it also aligns very well with the Sustainable Development Goals that United Nations in 2015 has laid down. Among the 17 Sustainable Development Goals are poverty eradication, sustainable resource use, and skill-based employment. So KVIC is, through its various schemes, policies, and programs, are promoting the SDGs. We have 2,900 Khadi institutions across the country with over 8,000 sales outlets. But there is a myth that very few people know that we have village industry sector also. It's not only about the textile part or the clothing part. We have National Honey Mission. We are promoting beekeeping activities, leather industries there, handmade paper industry, agarbatti industry. So what the main challenge that KVIC is facing is that it is facing a stiff competition from the multi-fashion brands and the private sector. There are certain gaps, though we are having schemes like working capital providing at the rate of 4%. Khadi institutions can avail bank interest at only 4% from the banks. But very few banks are knowing that this scheme is existing. So there is a lack of awareness at the bank level also. Only 1/3, that is 30% of the Khadi institutions are availing this financial assistance scheme of working capital from the banks. So this is one challenge, at lack of awareness at the bank level. I hope ICAI can help in this, creating this awareness among banks. Then we have this scheme of marketing development assistance where we provide 35% of the prime cost to the Khadi institutions through DBT, and they transfer it to the artisans as well and their workers. This is a very good scheme. Then we have renovation of our showrooms and outlets where we provide financial assistance up to 15 lakhs to the outlets of the Khadi institutions. Then we have workshed schemes for the artisans as well as the group workshed scheme from the Khadi institutions to provide the congenial working conditions for the workers. Coming on to the village industry sector, as I told, we work on two areas. First is the capacity building part, and second is the providing the toolkits. After the training is provided under the various verticals, we provide toolkit to the artisans. But the big challenge lies in meeting out the contemporary demands of today, that it should match the lifestyle and the demands of the people, of the youth and the women. That is the main challenge. So we have actually identified the gaps that are existing in Khadi and VI sector. Briefly, I would like to point out that there is a demand-supply gap due to poor market awareness that I just mentioned, outdated and obsolete technology, raw material bottlenecks, which actually limits their production capacity, and absence of social security measures like life insurance and accidental coverage. So the interventions required in this case are strengthening the infrastructure with better working conditions, modernized looms, advanced dyeing units, and decentralized raw material banks to strengthen their capacities. Now, coming on to the specific recommendations to ICAI, as just Sir mentioned, can we have this model on pilot basis where we can have project-based funding or need-based funding to Khadi institutions? Say in UP we have two different institutions having different needs, but that does not fit in the scheme framework of KVIC. So, for example, Kshetri Shri Gandhi Ashram Barabanki, the old Gandhi Ashram Barabanki, have this need of dyeing units. They have this traditional model of dyeing, but we need contemporary and advanced equipments of dyeing. In another Khadi institution, there is a requirement of common facility center or a raw material bank. So can we devise a specific kind of a model where ICAI can give us a hand-holding support in this kind of project-based funding. This is my one suggestion. Then there are gaps on the marketing front. We lack this merchandising experts for stronger marketing and outreach, where we can allow more PPP models to open sales outlets, to engage these merchandising experts. Then we can have professional experts from dyeing, designing, marketing, quality assurance. These kind of aspects can be covered through professionalization of Khadi institutions. Then another recommendation that I would like to give is, one area is corporate gifting. It is a very, very important area of corporate gifting. KVIC is producing wonderful products, very quality based products and with low carbon footprints that aligns very well with the SDGs. So this is my suggestion. If there is potential, there is huge potential. We are having a lot of programs, seminar, workshops. Can't we have this KVI products as a customized gifting product strategy to make it available on a larger scale? So then we have taken certain initiatives like formalization of unorganized sector. There is a platform called this UAP, Udyam Aadhar Assisted Platform, which has been recently started for the unorganized sector. So we have started formalization of Gramodyog artisans under this scheme to make them avail facilities that are available on GEM also, take the benefits of various MSME schemes. Then we have engaged NIFT Delhi for the Center of Excellence of Khadi project. They are helping us to devise new marketing strategies, design intervention, quality assurance. These are the initiatives that NIFT Delhi is helping us to take. So this is all about KVIC and the gaps and the interventions required, and I hope this meeting will help us in finding out some solutions to these areas. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nitesh ji. As President Sir has to leave, I request all the participants and dignitaries to please be in short and for 1 or 2 minutes. And in moving further, I request CA Pavitra Kumar Dubey ji, Joint Commissioner, Ministry of Cooperatives, for his views. Over to you, sir, please. Shri Pavitra ji, I hope he is not here. Moving further, CA Sanket Agarwal ji, Deputy Commissioner, CBDT. Sir is here. Deepak Verma ji, Manager Corporate Communication, SCPC. Miss Parvati Mohanty, Associate Vice President from National Stock Exchange. Madam, over to you, please.
Hi, good evening. That's Parvati Murthy. Nanda ji and Mishra ji, thank you so much for inviting NSE over this strategic meet. It's my pleasure and privilege to represent NSE. Keeping in interest the time, I'll keep it brief. The segment of NSE which represents and works for SMEs is what we call as NSE Emerge. That's our platform where SME companies can list and raise growth capital. As on date, we have about 680 companies which are listed on the NSE Emerge platform. Collectively, these companies have raised about 20,500 crores. But if you look at the numbers, it is just a drop in the ocean. If we look at about 7 crore unique registered, the SMEs on the Udyam portal. Even if we look only at the creme de la creme, that's the medium classified enterprises, 35,000 plus medium companies. Both the exchanges put together, we just have about 1,300 companies which are listed. So there's a lot of work and it's a structural story. And to highlight what are the efforts which NSE does, first of all, we have MOUs with state governments. We work closely with state governments. We have MOUs with 14 state governments, and 13 of the state governments provide some kind of financial incentives to SMEs to reimburse some of the expenses which are incurred in the listing. We've partnered with many of the state governments, and our inputs have gone into drafting the MSME policy of the state. Some notable success stories I'd like to share here is with the state of Odisha, with the state of Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, where we've seen a number of companies list out of these states, and these have been through the efforts of our seminars and joint efforts there. Second, we work very closely with professional bodies, and ICAI leads, and we are very happy to collaborate with ICAI both at a national level, whether it is WOFA 1 or WOFA 2.0, at a state level, or even at the local chapter level. Across India, across the chapters, we work closely here, because, sir, seriously, it's the chartered accountant or the financial advisor to the SME company which plays a role of a sarthi in actually bringing the company to the listed platform. So the role of chartered accountants in companies getting listed is paramount, and we recognize that, and we are very happy to partner with ICAI throughout this journey. The third one where we work closely is with industry bodies, so with Laghu Udyog Bharati or CII or FICCI or ASSOCHAM. We are there generally in all their seminars, and one of the things which we try and do in such seminars is bring some recently listed company to share their experience, so that helps potential companies to understand, and also to bring on board the chartered accountant of that listed company, because if he has been able to bring one company on board to the public capital markets, he sure understands how it is. So that is again an area where ICAI and NSE can collaborate together. Also, being a regulator, we've given a lot of recommendations to SEBI or to Ministry of Finance or to Ministry of MSMED in terms of how we can bring this platform to a greater strength. Some of the color which I'd like to share about recent trends which we've been seeing, out of the total companies, 65% of the companies are listed from Mumbai, Delhi and Ahmedabad. But of late what we are seeing is the number of companies from tier 2 cities, likes of Lucknow, Ludhiana, Bilaspur, Bhubaneswar. The smaller towns are actually increasing the number of companies where we are seeing listings coming from. And that's where again the role of chartered accountants play a very significant role. The support which we get from local level chapters is significant. For example, in Varanasi, because in smaller towns it's not as professional. It's still the interpersonal relationships which make a lot of difference. So here again we look forward to continue our collaboration. Second trend which we are seeing very clearly is many of the second and third generation in the family run businesses are actually taking or convincing to take companies public. They don't want to operate in the typical Lala fashion of running a company. They are well educated, mostly foreign traveled, right? So they want to bring best practices and encourage professional led businesses. Again, a lot of opportunity which we see here for practicing chartered accountants, because there will be professionals who are required as and when companies turn public. A lot of area to collaborate again together. Just two things which I'd like to conclude with. One is, of late what we are seeing is very select presence of marquee investors. You could say, you know, the top investors who are looking at SME IPOs. I think we should try and make this as somewhere where institutional investors should be encouraged to at least evaluate the SME IPOs. May not be invest, but at least evaluate. And what happens is the rigor with which they will evaluate these companies, which will go a long way in encouraging SMEs to, you know, be prepared for a public market listing. So that's one thought. And the last concluding thought is again that as a market infrastructure institution, we want to collaborate keeping corporate governance in mind, because we are not custodians of public money as much as we are custodians of public trust. And the CA Institute and public capital markets are obviously going to go hand in hand in reposing this trust. So looking forward again to work collectively together. So keeping it brief and short, thanks once again for having us here on this meet, sir.
Thank you, Parvati ma'am. Moving further, Shri Mashwar Velapurat sir, from Managing Director from AFC India Limited.
So good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Mr. President and other dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. So pleased to be with you this evening. And some of you must be knowing that Agriculture Finance Corporation is the entity which is incorporated way back in 1968. And my friend from NABARD is there, who is also one of the major shareholders. And it is basically the ownership is mostly by the banks. And we are working in the areas of most of the agriculture and the rural development as well as in the MSME sectors and all. And we had been providing consultancy support, implementation support and advisory support and all. So briefly touching upon our intervention in the areas of MSME. So AFC is the empaneled independent verification agency, IVA, under the RAM scheme of the flagship World Bank assisted project of Ministry of MSME. And through this, we had been providing the semi-annual report to the government as well as to the World Bank, based on which the disbursement linked incentives are being released by the World Bank. And side by side, we had been providing support to some of the export-oriented services like in Tamil Nadu, we are having a PMU, a project management unit for the Tamil Nadu Food Processing Agri Export Promotion Corporation. So wherein we do provide in establishing a regional export hub and training and capacity building for the branding, packaging and export compliance, and also incubating and monitoring and mentoring support. So we are also into the MSME lean scheme, the popularly known as MCLS. So through QCI and NPC, we had been providing this kind of a lean Sigma method and other kind of a capacity building to the selected cluster of MSMEs and all. Almost 50 awareness program across Haryana, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, NCT, Delhi and Bihar. We had been working for the last 1 year. And also some of the entrepreneurship development programs also we are into. And in again in Tamil Nadu, agro industries corridor project and all. And regarding the startup with IFC, that is the International Finance Corporation of the World Bank, one of the financing arm of the World Bank. So under a popular program known as Creating Market Advisory, so therein we support in terms of providing a sort of a India Tech advisory project. So various AgTech solution, because in the startup, agri startup is also gaining momentum in the rural areas and all, and focusing mainly in UP, Madhya Pradesh and Telangana. So briefly I just indicated this kind of a work. So largely what we had been looking forward with the support of ICAI is that, and in fact we had been in dialogue, active dialogue with ICAI for quite some time. So last time I met President Saab and others in a program in Shillong, in IAM Shillong. So there onwards we have been taking it forward and all. So to us, because we have something around more than 200 portfolio of the various agriculture, rural development, MSME projects and all in our portfolio. So we do require lots of support from the ICAI and the chartered accountants in the pan-India basis. So what we foresee is that the financial management and audit in the development projects. So we are handling many of the development projects, as I said, apart from MSME startup and all, livelihood and rural development, agriculture, organic farming, and the major program of the even drinking water project, and many of the climate, the sustainable projects and all. So here we are looking forward to develop some kind of a financial audit framework for some of these projects, because mostly I should say that all these projects are funded by Government of India or the respective state governments, and wherein we would like to build some kind of a internal control, fund tracking and expenditure to bring in expenditure efficiency. And going forward, capacity building and training program, which ICAI, I'm aware that they are running many of the trainings for the financial professionals. And in this, we would like to join hands with ICAI and wherein we will be in a position to train some of the stakeholders in project management, accounting for the rural development projects, as well as in development of the state-of-art MIS. And in the policy research and advisory, so wherein we do have, I am aware that ICAI is doing a lot of policy research on taxation, fiscal policy, MSME and sustainable reporting and all. So we would like to join hands with ICAI in this area also. And the upcoming and the most emerging areas in India, in most of the forum, I think it is debated in detail, which is about the carbon market, which Government of India has taken lead and all. So compared to the Paris agreement and subsequent to Article 6.2 and 6.4 market and all. So now Government of India is in the process of developing the domestic carbon market and all. And AFC has been playing a pivotal role in carbon credit area for the last 2 years. So we are implementing a project on behalf of National Highway Authority of India, and we have inked an MOU with many of the fertilizer companies like NFL, Cribco, and we also have forged a partnership with the Jute Corporation of India, Jute Board, and we also have a partnership with the Carbon Market Association of India, wherein last time we conducted a global dairy platform and all in association with the international agency and all. And on 15th of September, in the very same hall, we conducted a major program on sustainable aviation fuel and sustainable aviation fuel agency. So all these initiatives, while taking it, we do believe that it requires a kind of value-added support from the ICAI in terms of sustainability reporting, in terms of developing a protocol for the green financing, and also most importantly the carbon accounting and the climate accounting, because since AFC has been promoted by the public sector banks and foreign banks also, so they do require a lot of value-added services in terms of carbon disclosure because of the net zero commitment and all. So we are hoping that we can have a larger collaboration with ICAI on this area. And side by side in the CSR domain is the major domain which most of the corporates are dwelling at large. And we are also involved in implementation of the many of the CSR projects and also monitoring as well as evaluation of these projects and all. So we do believe that with the ICAI support, we can develop some kind of a joint platform for CSR compliance, impact evaluation, and also to bring in financial transparency and all. And lastly, but not least, many areas require a lot of technical support in financial reforms, PFMS and DBT and all. So in many of the projects we are entitled with many of the beneficiaries for the transfer of fund of the Government of India through the DBT and the PFMS and all, to bring in larger transparency and to bring a financial architecture and all. So we do look forward to ICAI for the support. And to conclude, I am looking forward to ink an MOU with ICAI shortly and all, with these roles in mind, and with a specific role of MSME and startup keeping in mind. So thank you for the time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. समय के देखते हुए मैं आपसे पुनः आग्रह करूंगा और निवेदन करूंगा कि अपने विचारों को संक्षिप्त रखें. मूविंग फर्दर, श्री अंकित वीरवानी जी, CEO ऑफ व्यापार. Dr. Nikhil Agarwal ji, Managing Director of Foundation for Innovation and Technology Transfer. He is left. Shri Yashpal ji, Associate Director of Association India. Yashpal ji. Also he is not here. Kumar Vaibhav Gaur ji, Executive Directors of Minitrans India Limited. Shri Hemant Lakshtar ji, Assistant Director, Ministry of MSME. श्री ओम प्रकाश गुप्ता जी, जनरल सेक्रेटरी लघु उद्योग भारती.
सभी को नमस्कार. मैं यहाँ पर लघु उद्योग भारती को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा हूँ, जो कि एक सेक्शन 8 कंपनी 31 साल पुरानी है. आज 28 स्टेट्स 30 वर्टिकल्स में हम काम कर रहे हैं. हम लोग पॉलिसी, क्वालिटी, टेक्नोलॉजी. आई एम रियली थैंकफुल टू ICAI कि जितने भी यहाँ पे स्टेक होल्डर एंगेजमेंट में लोग आए हैं वो सब मेरे लिए ही आए हैं, बिकॉज आई एम द बेनिफिशियरी। तो जितने भी अभी मुझे स्कीम्स या जो प्लान जो बताए गए हैं वो सब ऐसा मुझे लगा कि मेरे लिए ही हैं, तो आई एम रियली थैंकफुल टू यू। और दूसरा मुझे एक ये बात आपसे साझा करनी है, ICAI भी पैन इंडिया है लघु उद्योग भारती की तरह, और MSMEs को सपोर्ट हमेशा करती रही है। हमारी व्याधि, हमारी समस्या क्या है कि हर बजट के साथ में हमारा कोर्स बदलता है, और उस कोर्स को आप लोगों के माध्यम से एक इजी बनाया जाता है। आप हमारे मेंटर हैं, आप हमारे गाइड हैं, आप हमारे कंपेनियन हैं, और उस कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी ऑफ कंप्लायंसेस को आप कहीं ना कहीं पर आसान बनाते हैं। मेरी श्री ज्ञान चंद्र मिश्रा जी से बात हुई थी जब मेरे यहाँ पर आप आए थे कि आपकी जो 183 जो ऑफिसेज हैं उसमें लघु उद्योग भारती मिलकर कैसे काम करे। तो आई एम वेरी ग्लैड कि MSME क्लिनिक का कॉन्सेप्ट आज जो आपने शुरू किया है, मैं आपको एश्योर करता हूं कि ये सभी के सभी सेंटर्स में हर फ्राइडे को जो आपने बताया कि हमारे 2 घंटे के लिए मेंबर्स आपके पास में आएंगे, और ये हैंड होल्डिंग करने से मुझे लगता है कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग का बहुत बड़ा काम होने वाला ही है। और ये एक एक्सपेरिमेंट मैं इसलिए आपको कह सकता हूं कन्विक्शन के साथ में, जेम के साथ में हमने ऐसे किया। अभी 60 हफ्तों से कंटिन्यूअसली हर बुधवार को 2 से 5 के बीच में जेम की टीम हमारे ऑफिस में आती है, और हम लोग एक वेबिनार के माध्यम से 12,000 लोगों को ऑनबोर्ड कर चुके हैं अभी तक। तो मैं समझता हूं कि इस किस्म का एक प्रयास बहुत सार्थक रहने वाला ही है। 98% से ज्यादा MSEs हैं बिजनेस के अंदर, तो कहीं ना कहीं पर जितने भी स्कीम्स जो ऊपर से डिसाइड होकर नीचे जाती हैं तो कहीं ना कहीं पर प्रॉब्लम्स आती हैं। हमें कहीं बॉटम अप अप्रोच लेना पड़ेगा, ग्राउंड लेवल कनेक्ट लेना पड़ेगा। तो हम प्रपोज कर रहे हैं ICAI को टू बी आवर नॉलेज पार्टनर्स। अगर आप कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग की बात करते हैं तो आपके पास में डेटा इंफॉर्मेशन की कोई कमी नहीं है, क्योंकि जितने भी काम किए जा रहे हैं उसका फाइनल जो रिपोर्ट है वो आप ही के पास में आ रही है। आप अगर HSN कोड वाइज इंडस्ट्रियल सेक्टर्स के अंदर अगर उनकी रिपोर्टिंग सिस्टम ऐसे निकालें और AI इंटीग्रेशन के माध्यम से सेक्टर स्पेसिफिक आप रॉ मटेरियल से वैल्यू ऐड की क्या सिचुएशन चल रही है और इंटरनेशनली क्या है उनको कंपैरेटिव एनालिसिस करेंगे, तो मैं समझता हूं बहुत स्ट्रांग हैंड होल्डिंग करने का मौका मिल सकता है। आज की तारीख में आपके डाटा और आपकी कंपनियों का जो इतना बड़ा आपके पास में जो डाटा सेट है उसके साथ में कुछ प्रोजेक्ट्स लिए जा सकते हैं। जैसे एक इंपोर्ट सब्स्टिट्यूशन की बात करें हम, तो लघु उद्योग भारती विल वांट टू वर्क विद यू ऑल टू आइडेंटिफाई दोज पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट्स under various product categories, various HSN, and work on the complete history of those, and based on that, we can give those kind of manufacturing support system here. आज के तारीख में MSEs को बहुत प्रॉब्लम हो रखी है नए प्रोडक्ट्स को आइडेंटिफाई करने के लिए। इसी तरीके से जो पॉलिसी मेकिंग के अंदर वी विल नीड योर सपोर्ट। ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस की जो हम बात कर रहे हैं, ट्रूली स्पीकिंग, उसमें भी आप लोगों का सपोर्ट हमको चाहिए। ये जो ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस मैन्युफैक्चरिंग के लिए नहीं हो रखा, तो देयर आर मेनी एरियाज वेयर वी कैन वर्क टुगेदर। और बहुत सारे मैंने देखा कि आपके स्टेक होल्डर्स के पास में बहुत अच्छी अच्छी स्कीम्स हैं, पर एक इंटीग्रेटेड अप्रोच की आवश्यकता है। कुछ ऐसे मॉडल्स क्रिएट करने पड़ेंगे जिससे एक विकसित भारत की जो आपकी कल्पना है वो सार्थक हो सके, और प्रगति के लिए गति चाहिए और ये काम बहुत जल्द करना पड़ेगा, ऐसा मेरा आपसे आग्रह है। धन्यवाद।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। मूविंग फर्दर, आई रिक्वेस्ट मिस्टर पंकज साबू जी, द जॉइंट वाइस प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ ट्रांस यूनियन सिविल, फॉर हिज व्यूज।
Hi, thank you to the Institute, dignitaries on the dais. My name is Pankaj. I represent TransUnion Civil, India's first and largest credit information company. Apart from representing Civil, I am an ex-student of the Institute as well, so thankful to the Institute for having me here. Being a chartered accountant and representing a data insights company, I want to start my suggestions with few insights. In India, there are unofficially or officially approximately 7 crore MSMEs. That is the official number published by the Government of India. Unofficial numbers could be much higher. Of 7 crores, there are 90 lakh MSMEs who run a credit line today, which have an active line today, which translates to approximately 12-13% of MSMEs having an active line. Now, if you compare this with advanced countries, right, be it Asia, Japan, or Far West, that number is as high as 40%, which means that if there are 100 MSMEs or small businesses in those countries, 40 businesses have access to line of credit, compared to 15% or lower than that in India. I'm speaking about formal lines of credit, right? We did a study at TransUnion Civil and saw that MSMEs who monitor themselves for their credit lines show two attributes. One attribute is that MSMEs who are monitoring their credit behavior report up to 6 times low delinquencies. Second is that MSMEs who monitor their credit behavior have a 5 times more propensity to get a loan from a formal lender. Now, what does that mean to the country and to the MSME world? We have been reaching out to the MSMEs thanks to the institute. There are 2-3 things which come out, and it was also voiced by Gyan sir earlier in the session, that there is a financial gap which needs to be bridged, right? Like how all of us monitor our health, personal health, and then become alert and become focused, same applies to MSMEs as well. How can the institute and a credit bureau come together and encourage the concept of financials and higher limits to offer you loan? It is the borrower's rights of refusal now. The games have changed, right? How do you build a capacity for MSMEs? We had the privilege to have Gyan sir at our premise, and we did a podcast. Gyan sir, happy to share with you that particular podcast has reached 1.5 million impressions, right? So that's how many MSMEs have started listening to your views, the credit bureau views. Going forward, when we speak to banks, we have approximately 6,000 odd lenders in the country with whom we do data collection and we provide credit scores. The common theme which comes across is that a credit aware or a financial aware customer for a bank has a much lower delinquency compared to a customer who does not check his or her own credit, right? Now, what it means for the bank is, obviously, as I said earlier, lower delinquency, so the stress on the books is much lower. And for the MSMEs, once they have the credit report and the financial reports in their hand, they can go knock the doors of the banks, and the banks, as I said, will give out competitive rates. Now, my suggestion representing TransUnion Civil here is that how institute and the largest institute in the world in terms of the number of professional chartered accountants and the oldest and the largest bureau in the country can come together, leverage our distribution, leverage the influence that chartered accountants has on their MSMEs and make them financially literate, credit aware. While we have walked a certain path, we will continue to work with you. We are fully committed to make India a credit aware economy and reach the goal of at least 30% credit penetration as we move forward. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Now may I request Shri Ketan Gaikwad ji, CEO of RXIL, for his views.
I thank the ICAI and Mr. Nanda and Mr. Mishra for inviting us for RXIL Trades to the platform. So Trades, as you know, already has been conceptualized by RBI. It has created a win-win framework for the MSMEs to get faster payments. It gets the buyers together, the supply chains and the financier, and we have seen across the 3 platforms which started in 2016. We have financed invoices worth, we have financed 2.5 crore invoices amounting to 6.75 lakh crore in the last 6 years. We did a study from the IIM Bangalore, and IIM Bangalore came out with a very interesting perspective. And it says that when the TREDS platform, the MSMEs participate on the TREDS platform, it reduces the receivable cycle of MSMEs by 23%. they see the improvement in the credit worthiness. So what we have seen over the last 3-4 years is, I agree with Pankaj over here, because now the banks are more keen to lend to the MSMEs who have the credit history and a digital history. And that has been successful because of the TREDS platform to a certain extent. And we have also seen that MSMEs in the tier 2, tier 3 cities are getting benefited because of TREDS. And if I were to talk about RXL alone, we have financed around 1 crore invoices, and TREDS to a certain extent has helped alleviate that problem. And what we look out from ICAI, we see that the members very clearly are very powerful and very influential in when they audit the buyers and the MSMEs, that they can play a role over there, that telling MSMEs, the whole part is all about awareness, that MSMEs should be aware that there is a platform over there. The buyer should be aware that there is a platform over there where they can do the discounting of the invoices. So we are saying that we can have joint awareness program on TREDS and training program. We can also work on see that how can you can refer the leads to RXL, the Invoice Smart, or M1 Exchange or whatever, so we can get the whole system activated and knowing about the TREDS platforms. And actually this particular platform actually promotes the financial discipline to the corporates as well, because when the MSMEs get paid on time, the whole ecosystem gets affected. So that's what we are saying, that if we can work together with ICAI, we can empower lakhs and lakhs of MSMEs to come on the platform and work together. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now may I request Shri Ravi Mitra ji, the Regional Head of North, Invoice Smart.
Yeah, good evening everyone. I am thankful to ICAI for inviting us here for some discussion on TREDS. So as already covered by Mr. The MSME can be registered on the TREDS platform on the same day without having any financial history, because on the TREDS platform the financial history of large corporate, their rating is checked. The other party, MSME, should have the Udyam certificate and the need-based documents so that they can be registered. Once the MSME receives the payment on the TREDS platform, they will be out of the transaction. There will be no recovery from them if the buyer fails to repay on the due date, and no collateral is required. No appraisal will be done for the MSMEs. Only they should have Udyam and the other documents for registration. So the pricing is also on the basis of the credit worthiness of the buyer. The big corporate, large corporate who is registered on the platform, who has credit history, who has rating, who has credentials. So everything will be on the basis of their financials. So the MSME has to come on the platform and get registered and get the approval for the invoices, and the invoices can be discounted. So it is a win-win situation for the MSMEs. And one thing more, the limits which are given by the banks on the platform are meant to be used for MSME payment only. So these limits cannot be used for non-MSME payments. So these are the dedicated credit lines. So this is very beneficial for the MSMEs. So since we have past association with ICAI, I have visited so many centers along with ICAI representatives during the, I think 2 to 3 years back. I visited 7 to 8 centers. So MSMEs are associated with ICAI for a long. So working with ICAI will help us, the MSMEs also, and us, the TREDS platform also. So hoping to get association with the ICAI stronger in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your views and suggestions. Shri Aditya Prasad ji, Head Business Development, IIM Lucknow Enterprise Incubation Center. I request sir for his views.
Thank you very much. Good evening to all the dignitaries present here. So I'll just give you a brief of what IIM Lucknow Enterprise Incubation Center does. So our mandate is to support startups, and currently we are supporting around 300 active startups with a valuation of more than 15,000 crore. We are also supporting women MSME enterprises, which at present we are supporting around 500 every year. I will not take much time, and I have few suggestions for ICAI also, if they can help us in solving these problems which we are facing. First is that what we have seen is that majority of MSME rely on debt funding, but majority of startups rely on equity funding. And for any kind of financing options, people rely on CAs. So if CA or ICAI can nurture these MSME or startups to look for other financing options, it will be a great help, not only for them, but also for the ecosystem. That is one. Second, what we have seen is a very problematic area is that any new innovations, the evaluation of that new innovation is not happening as per the standards which are currently in the international markets. So for example, if any startup is having a very new innovation and without any commercialization, they get a valuation of 200 crore or a funding of 100 crore, how they can be evaluated in the current norms, which is not happening. So our guidelines towards that. We have seen this, we are facing problems for this, and this is a perennial problem for all the startups. So I think ICAI can be of good help into that. Third thing which we have seen is that organizations serving international markets from sitting here, say for example, if you are a deep tech startup, you are serving some services which can be assessed to clients in the US, UK or any European countries. They don't know about all the compliances which are needed to sell that thing, services to international markets. Those kind of guidelines are required for these startups and MSMEs, especially for startups. Digital compliances is one of the painful area for most of the MSMEs. They don't understand these digital compliances. ICAI needs to guide them. ICAI needs a guidebook so that people can themselves do these digital compliances. And last but not the least, as I have said, that we are also supporting women entrepreneurs, which are around 500 every year, and we are supporting them into digitization, financing option, technology discovery and innovative sustainability, compliances and market discovery. And any help from any stakeholder or ICAI will be of much help to us. And since we are already having a collaboration with ICAI, I look forward to them for help and support both in the startup ecosystem and the MSME, especially the women entrepreneurs. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Now may I request Dr. Sachin Gupta ji, Professor and Dean, Maharaja Agrasen Institute of Technology, for his views in short. Sir is here. Mr. Siddharth Sirohi ji, Professor, Bhaskaracharya College of Applied Sciences, University of Delhi.
Good evening all. So we are running a MSME Incubation Center, and I think no one is here from the University of Delhi. I'll be sharing a few things about the incubation centers and the courses which we are running at the University of Delhi. As everybody knows, University of Delhi has adopted an NEP policy, and we are into 4-year, having 4-year courses. And earlier, in some of the courses, we were having some options for entrepreneurships, but now this 4-year policy, all the courses are having the options for entrepreneurships, and this entrepreneurship course is being given in the last semester, in the very last semester. And if you look at the data, as you know, the University of Delhi every year admits around 50 to 55,000 students, and now we are having the first batch which is in 4th year, so we are having at least 50% students in the 4th year. And the issues which we are facing, especially in handling those entrepreneurship papers, is the skill. And I really expect from the ICAI side and those who are the stakeholder to help us in giving or improving the skills of the young buds. We are talking about a lot of things and a lot of setting up of MSMEs, but we are the raw materials supplier in terms of the manpower. And although we have had certain workshops in giving the idea to the faculty who will be taking these papers, but we really look forward to the ICAI and MSME for helping us in this regard. And as far as our incubation center is concerned, we are thankful to the MSME. We are having 2 or 3 ideas which are being supported by the MSME, which are in the incubation stage. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now moving for the last session of today's event, that is the receipt of award from the Indian Book of Record and Asia Book of Record. It is one of the, once again, we are having immense pride is being recognized by the Indian Book of Record and Asia Book of Record. So I request Dr. Bhardwaj ji to please do the honor. And may I request Honorable President, sir, as well as the Chairman and Vice Chairman of the committee, along with the respected Central Council members of ICAI, along with respected Secretary of ICAI, to receive the award. Big round of applause for this recognition. Yes. I request Dr. Bhardwaj ji to please say a few words.
I'm here.
Good evening and Jai Hind. Myself, Dr. Pradeep Bhardwaj, Chief Judge from India Book of Record, Asia Book of Record. And Asia Book of Record is a combination of India Book of Records, Vietnam Book of Records, Malaysia Book of Records, and Indonesia Book of Record and Bangladesh Book of Records. This record is awarded to the Institute of Chartered Accountant of India for organizing the records event with maximum MSME Mentorship Felicitations achieved in a day on 27th June 2025. A total of 19,355 MSME were mentored across the different branches of ICAI. This initiative aimed to educate and to train the micro, small, medium entrepreneur to expand their business by offering technical skills relevant to their trade. The mentorship sessions covered critical aspects of financial management, including compliance, taxation, sustainability, digital transformation, as confirmed by Asia Book of Record and India Book of Records on 22 August 2025. Here I confirm this record as Asia Book of Record and India Book of Records. On behalf of our chairman, Dr. Vishnu Rai Chaudhary and Dr. Nirja Roy Chaudhary, we congratulate the entire team for this great initiative and helping the nation. Thank you so much. And here I would like to give this certification to the team, ICAI team. I request first one, please join me. Can you give me the Asia Book of Record first? That orange one. Medal also. I request for the medal.
सर आप इधर आ जाओ, भारद्वाज साइड आ जाओ।
Proud moment for ICAI.
Thank you so much. Thank you. This is the medal. Thank you. Sir, इधर आओ। Govind जी आ जाओ। गोविंद जी हमारे 40 साल पुराने दोस्त हैं।
जी जी जी,
बहुत थम्स अप पिलाए।
आज इंडिया बुक ऑफ रिकॉर्ड्स की तरफ से हैं, एशिया बुक ऑफ रिकॉर्ड्स की तरफ से। सर कुछ और सर्टिफिकेशन भी अगर हमको दे दें सभी दे दीजिए, हाँ उसमें नाम से होंगे, बुक भी दे दीजिएगा, हमारी बुक भी होंगी।
40 साल से
बुक भी होगी एशिया बुक ऑफ रिकॉर्ड्स। थैंक यू सर, शुभकामनाएं।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सो मच।
देखिए कि
थैंक यू।
हाँ जी,
नेम्स
हाँ कुछ नाम से भी है सीए ज्ञान।
हाँ ये मेरा है।
हाँ जी जी,
थैंक यू, ये मेरा है। थैंक यू। थैंक यू।
एंड सीए अर्पित काबरा। एक बार बुक भी दे दीजिए इसमें भी।
थैंक यू।
वन मोर एशिया बुक ऑफ रिकॉर्ड, सॉरी इंडिया बुक।
थैंक यू।
Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Chairman sir, Vice Chairman sir, Honorable President sir. मेहनत का फल हमेशा मीठा ही होता है। ICAI हमेशा मेहनत करके आगे बढ़ती ही जा रही है। हमारे प्रेसिडेंट सर हमेशा कहते हैं, भीगे हुए परों से परवाज करके तो देख, अंजाम उसके हाथ में है, आगाज करके तो देख। तो देखिए आगाज किया तो आज कितने सारे अवार्ड्स हमें मिले। सो कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशंस ICAI। सो एट लास्ट किसी भी सभा का जो है समापन बिना धन्यवाद के नहीं होता। सो आई रिक्वेस्ट रिस्पेक्टेड वाइस चेयरमैन ऑफ द कमेटी अर्पित काबरा जी फॉर हिज फॉर्मल वोट ऑफ थैंक्स। ओवर टू यू अर्पित जी प्लीज।
All right, good evening everyone, and absolutely a pleasure and a delight. You know, the greatness of this event is there are very few events that happen in ICAI, you know, where I have seen a commitment of the president so much that he sits through the entire program. I think let's have a huge round of applause for the President Nanda ji. So thank you very much for spending this full time. And see, this is what is the significance. This is what is called commitment from ICAI. You know, all of the stakeholders have taken out time on this very working day and have joined us here. I think nothing better than this, that we've actually heard you out. Everything's been recorded. It will be summarized. The most important part is we've got all of the MOUs that we've registered with each one of you. But it's now time that we bring in some CTA, that is call to action. In absence of that, these are just papers. And when you have all the dignitaries who are here, you know, from NSIC, from MIT, from GEM, SIDBI, ONDC, NPCI, Mangalore Refinery, NABARD, Khadi Commission, Cooperative Ministry, SEPC, NSE, Foundation of Innovation Technology Transfer, ASSOCHAM, Civil, Lagu Udyog Bharati, Invoice Mart, IIM Lucknow, couple of colleges where incubation centers are there. I think that shows that we all are here and it means business. That we actually want to do something incredible for this wonderful country, for this growing economy, and for more importantly, all the MSMEs who are out there to make our lives and the life of every Indian a wonderful and a dream come true as we approach towards the $1 trillion economy. Important part again, since all of you mentioned, I would request all of you that please stay in touch. A constant revisits to all of these commitments is required. I don't know how many times we would host programs like these, but I remember when Laghu Udyog mentioned, the representative from Laghu Udyog, when he mentioned that, we really need a lot of hand-holding, we really need a lot of support, and in which we are doing some events. I think that is a great recognition that ICAI gets when out of so many things that we do, there are some people at some corners who are recognizing this important impact that we're trying to drive. And let me tell you, here with President Nandaji, the 40 council members and a team of more than 1,000 volunteers across all the branches and chapters in the country, and mark my words, I'm talking about volunteers, none of them derive a single rupee out of this, and they have dedicated their entire life, time and energy only to the initiatives what the President has brought out in Vishwasniya. And when an organization like this comes to on the ground, I'm sure we can move, we can actually touch every mountain, every space and every sky. With these words, I really, from the bottom of my heart, as the Vice Chairman of this committee, I remember each one of you were there, supported us in the MSME Conclave. So the records that we have taken today, it's in collaboration with all of you. So I dedicate all of these records to each one of you. I also recognize Ankit is here, who are our title sponsors from Vyapar, accounting softwares who are here. I recognize Sibyl is here. I recognize so many people who actually not only stood there with their support, but also financially and everything. They ensured that we could do something really wonderful. We actually embarked on a journey. So I dedicate all of these records to you. I dedicate all of these achievements to each one of you. And as Pankaj Bhai mentioned, Sabuji mentioned that you've just done a podcast with Gyan Bhai. I would request, social engineering is something which is required, which is important. Each one of you in your spaces are doing something extraordinary. I think it's time that we collaborate and we let the people know. Until unless it reaches to the ground level, until it reaches to the nth person, it's not going to have, our task is not complete. So, let us use our strength there. Let us use our social engineering there. Let us use the digital marketing there and reach out to as many as possible. And 1 person, 2 person, believe me, any of these entrepreneurs get their assistance timely, it is actually helping thousands of laborers, thousands of those unskilled employees, thousands of those women who are actually living up to this expectation that somewhere someone would help them come out of this financial conundrum. So, it is important, it is critical that we actually put our time, energy and money to our right use. So once again, thank you very much. WOFA is coming up, the World Forum of Accountants. We've seen a grand event unfold last year. This year is going to be grander. And I believe and I welcome all of you. I request all of you to please join us there as we embark on another journey which would set India as a behemoth, as a giant in this accounting profession. And not only an accounting profession now, but in everything where finance plays a role, we would make a mark. With these words, have a great night. The dinner is waiting. Thank you for your patience. And I'm sure we've done everything possible to make your, this time beautiful here. If there would have been some mistakes, please pardon us. That was unintentional. But yes, thank you very much for your inputs. And we look forward to interact with you on a very, very frequent basis. Have a good night. Take care.
I request everyone to please join for dinner.
People who are here, should we have a group photograph? If all of you want to join, we can have a quick photograph. All of us who are here, please join us on the dais. Ankit, come here. Sabu Saab, please come. I request all of the gentlemen, please do join us. All the council members, I request you, sir. Chuk Saab, Pankaj Bhai, Pramod ji, please join us. Durgesh, sir. Lalji, of course, was the MSc Harish, and all of you who have been working here. Thank you for making this event really a spectacular event. Kudos to each one of you and thank you for your efforts.